Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Palembang. We're slowly expanding our influence in Australia. We're going to be declaring another war today. We've also been doing a bit of extra colonization. We've managed to get a bit of a war chest thanks to some more piracy. So we are slowly increasing our influence in that regard. We are, hopefully, this episode also getting a bit of the Renaissance actually spreading to us. Now, it's of course a bit easier said than done, but I suspect it can be done. And then maybe after that colonialism, well, that might also start spreading to us, actually. I guess we'll see. I mean, it might not be a huge amount, but it will eventually start spreading to us as well through those islands. But now we are ready to declare the war, I reckon. Oh, they do have another ally. Okay, so where is that one? Is that someone that can actually help them? Possibly. That would be outnumbering us a little bit. How much are we over our force limit? No, we're exactly at our force limit right now. I'm going to activate the fort over here. I'm going to wait for a month, actually. We do have a higher middle tech. About 2 levels higher. So we do have a bit of an advantage in that regard. General, admittedly, is not particularly great. I suppose, we'll wait for another month to see what happens. Oh, okay. Are you actually going to move back there or not? Because if you aren't... let's move these troops in there. And with the blockade in here, we can actually just go for the island, destroy the troops there. They can't move back, or they can't contest that. You're also not allied to the other one, so actually this is going to be slightly easier war for us. That's 26th of July when we arrive there. They're moving the troops all the way, I don't know where they're actually heading to. Probably just running away. We'll have probably a bit of a... oh. Elephants in Europe, okay. Wait, so Delhi is fighting a European nation, are you? You're fighting Russia, oh. So yeah, Russia's a thing. They haven't really gotten into the Far East yet, at least. That's good, but we don't... oh, Yemen and Mamluks are fighting, okay. No, it's Yemen, okay. Surprised that they managed to siege down stuff over there, then. Maybe they hired some conductory area or something. Anyway, quality war. Oh, there we go. I'll take the money. But yeah, in this war, I'm hoping to get a bit more provinces. Is our current rule a good one? Not really. So we might want to change that. The question is, do we go for another... I think we're just going to go for another admin ruler right now. But this should be a... since they can't escape, we got a bit of a... oh, the design subject goes up, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get the siege ability for this war and the discipline. That might actually have a bit of impact on the... well, not this fight. There we go. So they could not escape. And now what we can do is we can actually do the naval branch for free. So we start from 0%. Also, we get a +1 from the blockade itself, so that's actually pretty good. And the enemy is reluctant on moving in here, so that's actually good for us. We'll try to take both of these provinces in this war. One of them is probably going to move into the area in between, but that's fine. Oh, smugglers. I'm going to try to stop them, I guess. Although... it's kind of ironic that we're trying to stop smugglers, but, you know. But yeah, this should be fairly quick. Then we can go after the other army over here. Inhabitants among peasantry. I guess we'll try to improve their situation. And looks like China or Ming is... Yep. They lost Taiwan. They lost Yu and Wu. I guess Korea is now also somewhat independent. So Ming is basically no more. I mean, they still exist on paper, at least. But they're not really an empire anymore. Okay, water shortage. It should be over soon enough, I reckon. I mean, 49% is already pretty good. Basically a coin flip. Well, they got the 9,000 men trying to move through. Oh, 64% now. So they might be trying to head for on provinces in here. Yeah, they're heading down there, which does mean that they are going to be stuck on the fort there. So we can then just either go after their capital... we'll wait for that naval battle to be over. There we go, we capture a transport. Which is not literally a terrible thing. Let's get that one over here. Go and get the fleet sitting out their capital. We'll go ahead and chase down this army first. It'll take quite a while. Oh, they can't even siege it down. Oh, the Master Mint Advisor has started. Well, that's actually fine. We will get a bit of inflation from this peace deal. But let's actually have a look. Well, you know what? We're not going to take any advisors right now because we are kind of running a bit of deficit. Let us say, how's the piracy? Okay, there would be a bit more piracy that we could do against Malacca. But not a whole lot right now, so we'll hold off on that. Briefly. Oh, there we go. We've dealt with some natives trying to rise up in here. Right, 14,000 men. This should be a pretty easy battle, I'd say. Oh, we can get the admin tech now. It would be a bit expensive. I'm going to save the points right now, actually. Briefly, at least. And the enemy decided, oh, we're just going to try to run away, but that's not going to be a possibility, my friend. That's not going to be a possibility. Right, let's head for the capital. Combine the trade fleets. Unconditional surrender. We'll take both of them. And the money. And one of them moved into the area between, but Tiwi is now no more. Get the coring underway on both of those. So no conversion quite yet. There's a bit of rebellion potentially firing up. That's fine. We can probably just park the army there. We can get the transports a little bit closer. And I don't know which one. Well, neither one of these is particularly bad. Unrest-wise. Yeah, we can't... Oh, right. We discover even more Europeans, I guess. Oh yeah, we know Sweden, we know Lithuania, Hungary is pretty strong by the looks of it. Venice seems to be quite strong. Genoa. There's Brandenburg, which is probably not very large. I mean, they've got at least 2 provinces as far as we can tell. It look like possibly Hungary and Poland have been quite strong. Is Lithuania... Okay, they are independent, so Poland is not that strong. But Gotland's independent. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Is the institution spreading to us yet? No, it's not yet present in Maldives, and we haven't completed the colony in Bourbon, so that's going to have to wait a wee bit then. Let's go ahead and get this attached to the transports, and we'll get these to Tiwi. Maybe go ahead and reduce the upkeep on the army slightly, so we can start making a bit of money again. Actually, we'll also mothball the fort over there. We'll still keep the fort down here, although actually, does that have an impact? Yeah, it does. Okay, so we do need to keep the upkeep there. That's fine. At least the devastation has gone down for the most part. We've got the troops in here. Let's do the rebel suppression on that. It might not be a huge amount, but it's still better than nothing. I guess we're going to increase the maintenance to like 375 ducats per month or somewhere thereabouts. So we're still making some money, just not a whole lot. And then how's the pirating? I mean, ooh. Right, with that we can actually start pirating further along the coastline. Excellent. Does that also open up some possibility for exploration, perhaps? Let's get this into a port. Explore. Nope, not really. Alright then, back to protecting trade. But now that we are making money, we could probably go ahead and get another one of these barracks upgraded. Although, admittedly, it might just be easy to build another ship in here directly. We can still upgrade this one. There we go. We've still got 94 ducats. Is there any good workshops, perhaps? No, not really. Any good temples? I mean, Mauritius is not too bad. I guess we can build that one. Because we've got the mission to have 3 temples, so we'll have that soon. So Malacca is still pretty strong. How much? They got 41 ships. I mean, our fleet is slowly catching up to them, I guess. But of course, they got higher tech levels by quite a bit. So, well, a decent bit at least. So we're not quite there yet in terms of the quality of our ships by any means. I suppose, where's the... Right, let's get this fleet out here. Bring it to Christmas Island, and then we'll quickly repair there. We'll do a bit more raiding on Sumatra. That should somewhat help. And the colony in Bourbon, they're still getting 50 at least per year, plus, you know, whatever the colonist itself is doing. So, slowly but surely, we are getting some more ground there. Actually, we don't actually need to go to the port. We are not that badly hurt. We need to go all the way to there first, which is a bit of distance. Also get the current ruler in here, so we can get the maneuver boost here. Move slightly faster, and we can get the admin tech now. You know what? Sure. There's a bit more production efficiency. It's not a whole lot, though, but it's still somewhat more. And then, yeah, the total income is now nearly 10 ducats a month, which is still quite pathetic in a way. But it's a start. Oh, the devastation is almost gone over here. At least on a lot of the provinces. Not quite everything yet, but yeah, that's already somewhat significant amount of increase on the income there, I would say. Now, how long do we have truce with Dongu? 12 years. Okay, so that's going to take a while. But we could start already expanding further eastward, if need be. Now, I suppose our vassal is also getting to the point where... Okay, we're not quite there yet, but in a few years we can then start annexing them as well with a bit of a gift. Or after a bit of a gift. So let's go and send this to privateer in Malacca. And then we can... Well, actually, we're not going to take this mission yet. Let's disable that notification. Which I need to remember to actually use that later on then, but that's fine. Once we do lose the stability, we can get it back for free, essentially. What's the next... Oh, no, that doesn't have any other things in there. I mean, that's fine then. Naval research is wrong. Nope. Nope, it is not. The fact that we're a bit malevolent, though, is not helping our situation, but I suppose it's not hurting us too much either. How much is the development over there? That's 17. I don't think it's going to be staying at 17 afterwards, but that's beside the point. Like, once we annex them, it's probably going to be dropping quite a bit. As soon as the devastation is gone over here, we can mothball the fort. And that's going to save us another half a ducat per month. We're making nearly a ducat per month already, so that's not too bad, and that is with a decent bit of... Oh. Oh boy. We forgot the fleet. Let's just send this back to safety. Hopefully we don't lose anyone. We can probably raid along the way, admittedly. Slightly, anyway. Okay, we should be able to... Ooh. Oh, no, we are still starting to lose the ships. Now we're within supply range, at least. Oh boy, that was... could have been a lot worse, actually. Let's get a new galley in there. Also get another caravel built in here. So start building the new ones. But I mean, the extra 17 ducats that we spent... Oh, there we go. The colony is completed. Extra 17 ducats that we build to increase it by 0.5 isn't really that much. Until we start hitting the force limit, it's not going to be that important. There we go. That's another core down over here. And does that actually mean that the... You know, the Renaissance is not spreading here yet? Nor is colonialism. Although that might take a month to recalculate these. No. The fact that we've got bad relations with Kilwa is probably not helping us. I guess we can start improving relations with them for the time being. I suspect it might still be spreading down here, though, right? It is. It's just not very quick. But I suppose what we could do over here is we can put the edict for institution spread, just to get it in here. Sure, it's going to cost us a bit more. Oh, right, and then we've got the colonies. Oh, the Portuguese have gone to Malaya. Okay, so that's a bit of a problem there. We could either start colonizing over here in Nias, or we could try to colonize a bit further in Australia. We could go for Belitung. That would require some troops in there, though. I suppose most of these require... Unless we go for Cocos Islands. You know what? We'll colonize that one real quick. It's a bit closer distance, and that's allowing us to have a nicer chain of islands in here. And actually, well, that won't really increase the amount of areas that we can raid at, but that's fine. Actually, speaking of raiding... Oh, yeah, there is a bit more raiding to be done, although it's only one more province, and we're waiting for these to be repaired, although they are almost repaired now. To get that extra galley. So we're making a brief amount of money over here. No, now that the Cocos Island colony is underway, it's going to be a bit more expensive. But I suppose that does allow the institution, now with the edict over here, to spread slightly faster. It's almost 0.5% per month, which is still basically nothing, let's be honest. You know, I'm going to develop this slightly. We're only going to get to like 10 development though, so we'll get 1 admin, a little bit of military, some production. There we go, so it's slightly faster now. But it's still spreading somewhat naturally, but you know, it does give us another construction spot over here. Oh, the coffee price is actually pretty good. Let's go and do a quick raid over here in Colonise Strait. Would be fairly insignificant amount of money that we get from there, mind you, but you know, it's still... Oh, wow. Oh. Right, we can do all the raid on Sunda again. Okay, never mind. It's definitely not insignificant amount of money then. Right, there's also, I suppose, courthouses. Some of them might be more valuable than others. Let's get one in our capital at least. Then let's continue with the raiding. That's another 65 ducats. Actually, with this money, we can probably go and hire another advisor. We are still behind in Miltech the most. We'll get the land maintenance modifier advisor, I guess. Save us a bit more money currently. Another 61 ducats. We're not going to go to Johor quite yet. What we'll do is we'll focus on Java currently. And then a little bit more Sumatra, actually. So there we go. We're getting a pretty good amount of money. We got already over 200 ducats. That's another 32 ducats. We can probably go ahead and start increasing the fleet size a bit further. Get this to at least 15 light ships there. Let's have a look at Malacca. We are, well, yeah, but the pirates do control almost 10% in there. And we are making how much? 0.77, so it's not a huge increase yet, but it's still something. I don't think we're getting hunted too much either. And that's another 34, so is that all of them? So there's a little bit more in things like Tidor. I'm just going to go ahead and get to the mainland Australia briefly, rest there for a moment. Oh, Perth, you know what? Or, yeah, we'll get a local thing in there. We don't really need to have the advisors right now. Although we could maybe, actually, even with the advisor, we're still making a slight amount of money. Also, I suppose it did reduce the army maintenance a little bit, so that's probably part of the savings. Although it's only 10%, so it's not really that significant. The fleet maintenance is starting to be somewhat significant, although... Oh, and is the current ruler? No, he's definitely not good at one. We're going to go for another military leader, I guess. Focus on the points there. We'll get a bit more money right now. Ooh, yes, a separatism going down. That's actually quite handy. Rigorous researchers. Oh, I like the sound of that. Now, how is the Renaissance? It is spreading to us at least in Hull, Hawaii. It's already 22% there. It's not really going to be spreading too much elsewhere, although I do wonder. So we've got 123 total development. So I guess if we get the development over here to like 14 or 15, that would get us to 10% at least. So as soon as it's there, and if we got the money, we can actually embrace it already. That might be worthwhile. So now it's going to be spreading a lot faster anyway, but get this to, well, that's already 16. We'll get this to 20 development, I guess. There we go. So now it's going to be spreading very quickly. But it's still spreading in there. It's not instantly spawning in. Although it did just speed up the process quite drastically, mind you. Top end, we can go ahead and turn that into a state. We can core one of the provinces thus far. Crew blacklisted. Ah, well, yeah, I guess that's fine. So now we've got income of 12 ducats. Total. Wizards and trader people. I'm going to take the prestige this time around. And actually, if we got, yeah, we've got half a ducat income. We might want to get the, ooh, actually production efficiency might be okay. Although, I think right now we get more money from taxation. Yeah, by quite a wide margin. So let's get the tax advisor. That's going to give us a bit more points as well for the admin. To get the coring done, so slightly faster. Right, and then we've got the raiding to be done over here, I guess. Or maybe not. Oh, no, there should be Tidor at least, right? Wait for a month. I guess we can get this out here. First to see. Okay, yeah, there we go. So there is actually 20 ducats over here. Okay, we can take the stability hit now because we got the mission over here. That's going to give the mission your strength for a while as well. There we go. So that's 20 ducats. Then let's go for Tidor. Going to be another 36 ducats, I suppose, which is not too bad. Right now we're just saving up the money so that once we are able to, we can embrace the institution, which probably does mean that we don't actually need to be buddying up with the Vijayanagar anymore. We get quite a bit of money from there. Alright then, let's go for Kogas Islands first. We can use that as a bit of a pit stop and then we'll go and raid them. We haven't raided the Portuguese yet. Keyword being yet. Ooh, local tax in top end. Well, there we go. Need another 2 more months before we can get Tiwi as a core. Of course, the devastation in both of these territories is bloody massive, so it's going to take a while before these are really profitable. But I suppose we are now done with the devastation down here, aren't we? So we could actually mothball the fort, save up another half a ducats. And actually, yeah, we're making pretty good money in here overall. With 2 advisors, nonetheless. No corruption. There's a missionary going on as well. Okay, so we're converting some stuff. We can now get the core sorted out. There we go. And we could maybe get another advisor. Oh, trade efficiency advisor. Sure. So while we're not making a huge amount of money from trade, at least getting the extra points is going to be very handy. And yeah, Vijayanagar has fully embraced the Institute, or Renaissance at least. We have 69% in Hull, Hawaii. It should be going up a fairly... Yeah, it's almost 2 points per month though. So yeah, we'll get that in about a year and a bit. Before 1953, essentially. Oh! Genoa managed to get a lot more land in here, so they're no longer... Oh, right, okay, okay. How strong is their army at this point? 13,000, okay. I mean, that could be decent option. They do have an ally, of course, with Eora, which is... well, they've got a whole lot of allies. They've got another 10,000, actually. But yeah, we could then conquer all of that in one war, potentially. That would give us a massive chunk of land. I suppose we could also get the... Well, there's two different native groups that we could accept as cultures, at least. We haven't done that yet, of course, but we might have to do that somewhere down the line. But the 13,000... Actually, how is our force limit? And we could have a bit more. Because one of the things that I might want to do is just increase the marine army slightly, because we've got such a huge amount of marines. We'll get that to 5,000. And then the other army can be... Well, we can maybe get, like, one more artillery in here for the sieges. Don't know if this costs us money, but I think that's worthwhile. Let's recall the diplomat from Kilwa. Actually, we don't... Since we have probably been raiding them. And probably... Oh, right, Spain is over here. Colonizing. Portugal's colonizing further along. Oh, and Hormuz has taken Socotra. Oh my goodness, the world is a bit of a mess over here, isn't it? Russia is, you know, doing Russia things. Sweden we can't fully see, but it looks like they might not control Norway. Europe we don't really know that much. Ottomans are fairly strong, as per usual. They're pushing further east right now. Is this actually a war that they... Oh, they are as an ally in the war, okay. Happening Transoxiana. Of course, Ming is in a bit of a pickle, as per usual. Oh, Japan is split between Hosokawa and Ashikaga. Interesting, interesting. It looks like it might be time for us to start expanding eastward soon enough again. Well, for that, we are going to need the transports, I reckon, though. Also, did we... Right, so yeah, we've got 15 ships over here pirating in Malacca. We're getting 1.16 ducats there, though. Actually, not too bad. Malacca is not in a war right now. Oh, we can do another raid. Oh, there we go. Keeping that raid every now and then. Alright, so we had the fleet over here heading towards India. Let's go and stop by over here. How's the... So, while we still can't embrace it... oh, actually, no, we don't want to raid Vijayanagar quite yet. We want the Renaissance to actually spread to us through them. And as soon as we have that, then we can raid them. We can have the fleet there ready, I suppose, but that's about it. We only need, like, well, yeah, not too long. By the end of the age, this should be fine. We need 6 more months, essentially. And then we can, in theory, embrace the institution. I don't know if we will, but in theory, we might be able to. We are now spending a bit of money, but I suppose that's not too bad. That's to be expected. And then I suppose we'll have the, what, 19,000 men against Genoa, which are still behind in tech, at least. They don't have much of a fleet, so we can blockade all of that and get a decent bit of money through blockades. But we won't start the war until we're done the raiding in India, I reckon. Another one that I might want to do good or improve relations with is perhaps Portugal. Because I suspect that we are going to have some border with them sooner or later. Let's get some improved relations down there. Perhaps they will even offer us some knowledge sharing. Ooh, I'm going to get a bit of mercantilism, sure. And our missionary in Yongu is doing a pretty good job there. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. And we started converting Tiwi immediately afterwards. But the unrest overall is dropping quite nicely, which is good. Devastation is still rather high. That one's still pretty good. Oh, actually. Let's go and give a bit of a gift for our vassal here. Oh, we can't do... Wait, no, yeah, we can do that one. And take it... No, we'll take a hit on the prestige. I don't want to lose the points right now. Ooh, hardened oak on our ships. So ship durability for 10 years is increased by 10%. That's actually not bad. And then now we just wait until we can start annexing. Oh, Renaissance appeared. There we go. How much would it cost for us? 300. Okay, I think that's something that we are prepared to take some loans for. Embrace the institution. So development and construction cost goes down. And my goodness, the tech cost goes down so drastically. Okay, so that's a good start. Then the colonialism hasn't really started spreading to us. Bahmanis has already got on it. I suppose if we were to keep decent relation with Kilwa, they are still somewhat upset with us. So if we stop raiding there for a moment, But now that we've got the Renaissance, we can go ahead and actually do a bit of tax collection on Vijayanagar. And that way we can pay off the loans that we have to take. Well, at least some of them. There we go, that's 74 ducats. And there's one more province over here. Taking a bit of attrition, but that's not too bad. So that's 18. Is there any more? Well, I suppose Genoa over here is going to be another one. So I guess what we'll do is we'll send this one back to all Hawaii. And now we're going to go ahead and pay off at least one of the loans. We're still losing quite a bit of money, but I think we'll be mostly alright. We can actually go ahead and reduce the... yeah, the rebels aren't really that bad, so we'll reduce the army maintenance slightly as well. Just to buy some more time to raid Genoa, and then after that we can probably declare war on them. And conquer all of that. So we'll get a nice chunk of Australia for us. Relations with Portugal are improving. Oh, right, that reminds me. Let's start annexing the vassal. It's 24 points. That's not too bad. But it's still going to be taking a year for us. We're going to stop improving relations there in the meanwhile. And is the fleet... yeah, it's in location. Let's get that to Christmas Island, and then from there we should be able to get to... oh, actually, you could do the raiding. Yeah, well, you could do one of them, I guess. Oh, no, you didn't. Several. We didn't get a whole lot of money, but I suppose the devastation is still somewhat high on several of these provinces. Oh, there's a gold province in here. Oh. How many other gold provinces are there in here? There's one. So it's easy. We just select that one. So there's these two. Well, I like the sound of that. There's one in inland Sumatra. There's one in Borneo. There's, oh, yeah, there's a Kilwa's got at least two. The Europeans haven't found any gold in South Africa yet, interestingly enough. But we're not going to be raiding Kilwa for a moment, although the relations are actually souring there for the time being. Well, I guess that's going to be alright for the time, well, for now. We'll fix that issue later. Go ahead and get this one transported across there. So while we did do the raiding there, I suppose there is the province further out there that we could still raid. We've got our fleet in Christmas Island, so let's just get that slightly closer. Spice trade. Oh, the price of prices goes up. We don't actually control any spice ourselves right now. Oh, well, did they manage to get a... I suppose it's just because they've got the lands in there. But I don't think they have set up colonies in... I suppose, no, this probably counts. Nah. So, how's Crocus Islands? What are we going to be discovering there? Spices are fairly likely, actually. Ooh, we can get the mill tech now, finally. We can get new infantry. Let's have a look. Well, I suppose we've got exactly one option, so it's an easy choice of what to take. Money is a bit of a problem right now, though. I suppose, is the institution spreading in here? No, it's already in praises. Okay, so we can actually go ahead and take the edict off from here. Save up somewhat on the income. Yeah, there we go. That's an extra ducat, essentially, that we saved. So now we're losing less than a ducat per month. Oh dear, influenza. You know what? If it happens, it happens. Oh, there's a bit of rebellion. So Sunda... no, they're not fighting a war. Malacca is kind of still in a pickle here because they can't really expand too much. I think the alliance chains and whatnot are strong. Well, actually, they've got a lot of tributaries right now. So I suppose let's actually have a look at the Diplo map, both of them. So they've got like two nations over here on Sumatra that they are not either allied to or they're not the overlord of. Sunda's got, oh yeah, they've got quite a bit of allies and whatnot. So there's Sunda and Malacca are kind of the two big powers over here. Funnily enough, though, are you actually allied to Ayutthaya and Jambi? Oh, Ayutthaya is another one, of course, that is kind of blocking them from expanding too much. Because they've got 35,000 men, so that's pretty good army. Alright, I suppose what we could do is we could use the transports to get our army across. So that we'll have the army ready for a bit of war against Genoa. Again, they've still got another ally, but I think our army should be, especially now with the new infantry, we should be pretty good. But the fact of the matter is we're still losing a lot of money. Is there any more raiding that we could do other than across there, I suppose? I don't know how much money we'll get from here, but we'll give it a go. Because why the heck not? It's 20 ducats. It's enough to keep us going for a brief while. But not for all that long, unfortunately. And, well, other than Kilwa, which we're trying to keep good relations right now to get some of the institutions through there, there's not much more raiding to be done, so let's get this one back. Unfortunately, we did not get Malaya, but I suppose Mauritius and Urban were the better two, because there's a lot more development in here. But eventually, I do actually wonder. South Georgia is still going to be... Oh, yeah, that's way too far. It's pretty far away. Okay, well, I suppose another thing that we could start doing with the colonies is start moving towards... Oh, okay, there's Tonga. So start heading towards the Polynesia and all that. To get a bit of jump-off point into, like, west coast of America. Whether it's South or North America, I don't really care too much. And something like Galapagos Islands would actually be quite nice for us, because then we can just raid it along the coastline there. Without having to worry too much, hopefully. Oh, well, there we go. That's another integration done. And are we over our force limit by a lot? Yes, we are. Okay, so we might just... I mean, this got a little bit of the drill here. But I'm actually still going to get rid of these, so we don't have to pay for the exorbitant maintenance for all of that. And now, of course, we've got a whole lot of devastation in here, which needs to dial down slowly. Luckily, actually, we can just activate the fort over here to get rid of that slightly faster. So how much are we... We're not making a whole lot of production money over here on any of these, but it's still better than nothing. And the missionary in Tiwi is almost complete. I think we're going to have to find this particular... or the next war over here that we're planning on. A bit of a deficit, really. But I do see that we are actually, before we start that war, I do realise that we are out of time with this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Next time, bye-bye.